Wayne Gretzky was traded to the Detroit Red Wings. This trade would have a huge impact on everyone, the Kings, the Red Wings, and the Oilers, as well as the whole NHL. Most importantly, if Gretzky was dealt to the Red Wings, NHL history as we know it would have changed forever. ESPN's 30s for 30 documented this almost trade in one of their documentaries. The decision ultimately came down to two teams, the Los Angeles Kings and the Detroit Red Wings. The Los Angeles Kings traded a fortune to get Gretzky, and the rest is history. The Oilers dealt Gretzky, Mike Krzyzewski, and Marty McSorley to the LA Kings in exchange for Jimmy Carson, Martin Jelena, and first-round picks in 89, 91, and 93. In addition to this, the Oilers got $15 million from the Kings to cover growing expenses. LA gave up two very talented young players in Carson and Jelena. Carson was coming off a 55-goal season. Jelena was one of the Kings' top prospects playing in junior hockey. This trade is talked about as one of the worst trades in NHL history because the 3 first-round picks were used on busts. What if the Oilers had actually picked good players with those first-round picks? It would have been more balanced. In 1989, instead of selecting Jason Solis, they should have selected Adam Foote. In 1991, instead of selecting Martin Rucinski, you select Ray Whitney. In 1993, instead of selecting Nick Stajadar, you select Saku Koivu. But these are the Oilers we are talking about. That's why they were stuck in mediocrity for so long. What if Wayne Gretzky chose the Red Wings though? What would it cost the Red Wings? The players headed back to the Oilers would be Adam Oates, Joe Murphy, and the 3 first-round picks in the original deal. Adam Oates was a tremendous young talent, as was Joe Murphy. 1989, they selected Mike Sullinger with their first-round pick. He didn't really make a huge impact on the Red Wings. 1991, they selected Martin Lapointe, who was a clutch performer in the 97 and 98 playoff runs. 93, they selected Anders Eriksson, who was a key piece in acquiring Chris Chelios from Chicago. Chelios helped the Detroit Red Wings win the 2002 and 2008 Stanley Cups. Following Gretzky's first year in LA, they drafted Sergei Fedorov, Nick Lidstrom, and Vladimir Konstantinov in the 1989 NHL Draft. If the Red Wings had acquired Gretzky, they would have had a much better record, and they wouldn't have been in the position they were to draft these players. Wayne Gretzky's arrival in Detroit would mean the end of Steve Yzerman's tenure with the Detroit Red Wings. Yzerman would have to play second fiddle to the NHL's greatest player, and he would have definitely demanded a trade. The success at the time for the Red Wings means that Jacques Demers remains as coach, which means that Scotty Bowman may not become the Red Wings coach. The LA Kings were handicapped by the Gretzky trade as they were horrible, especially after he demanded a trade during the 96 season. Had the LA Kings not traded for Gretzky, they would have been able to keep their 2 young players and keep their first-round picks. In 1989, they could have selected Olaf Kolzing with that pick, and could have solved their goaltending issues. In 1991, they select Sigmund Palffy, as they are in need of a right winger, as Dave Taylor is 35 now. 1993, without Gretzky, they are in need of a center, so they would select Jason Allison. At this time, he was a really promising young prospect. If you add Olaf Kolzing, Sigmund Palffy, and Jason Allison to the mix, they are a better team in the long run than with Gretzky. While the idea of Wayne Gretzky as a Detroit Red Wing does sound intriguing, it actually does hurt the Detroit Red Wings. Not trading for Wayne Gretzky was the best thing to happen for the Detroit Red Wings, as they went on to cement their own place in history. Detroit Red Wings have won 4 cups since 1988, which is more than any team in that time frame. They also have 4 more cups than Gretzky since leaving Edmonton. This scenario goes to show you how trades that you don't make is actually ones that you win. Next, how Vladimir Tarasenko was almost an Ottawa Senator.